Hello and welcome to IGCSE Sudarshan Studio. We are solving Cambridge IGCSE Biology 0610 subject code and the component code is 21, multiple choice extended version of May-June 2025. There are 40 questions for this multiple choice extended paper and the duration of time is only 45 minutes. Before I take you the question, let's see the MCQ or a OMR sheet here. This is a sample paper from Cambridge International here, but please see that there are 4 options here. You can see this is a sample paper, so basically there are A, B, C and D. Okay, only 4 options will be there. You need to select one of the correct option and bubble it with a pencil. Please do use only pencil to write or your answers on the OMR sheet. Okay, this is one thing. Second thing is your name or the candidate name will be printed here. Do check properly the name is same like the mark entry. Statement of marks, right? You will have the paper, so according to that candidate signature should be there, or you can actually sign it here. Examination title, center name, center number, candidate number, which is there on the statement of entry. Do write here and then bubble. Take the signature of the supervisor or invigilator. So that was the instructions for the OMR. Moving to the question here. So 40 questions are there and one of the options will be the correct one. 4 options, right? Now, so use the soft pencil to write on the OMR sheet. Please check the name, center and candidate number. Do not use correction fluid or do not write anything on the barcode here. You may use the calculator for biology paper here. Next, we have already done 3 parts of this question paper. Video 1 was having question 1 to 10. Part 2 is having questions we have solved from 11 to 20. Part 3 we have solved 21 to 30, and now we are going to solve, this is video 4 or part 4, and we are going to solve questions from 31 to 40 here. Fine, this will be the end of the paper now. Now before moving to this, you can see a QR code here, and this is only for something very special and we will check out what it is for. Okay, so let's move to the question paper here, and right, so as I mentioned that we have done till 30. Now this is part 4. Okay, see, we have done 30 questions here, something related to our genetics. Now moving to the 31st here. Phagocytes and neurons are two specialized cells. Okay, which statement are correct? Phagocytes, WBC side, neurons to the coordination topic. Okay, phagocytes and neurons express the same gene. Nope. Okay, both type of cell have the same gene. Neuron express the same gene and have the same gene is a completely different statement. They have the same gene, they will. Okay, but both the type of cell only express the gene that make the protein needed for the cell to function. Both types of cell only express the genes that make the protein needed for the function. So the function of the phagocyte is to engulf the pathogen. Neuron function is to transmit the signals, and they make proteins according to their function. It's true. So the answer is 2 and 3 here. Okay, moving to next one. The table shows some features of leaf. Which leaf is adapted to survive in a hot and dry habitat? Xerophytes, right? These plants can survive in such conditions. So the number of stomata for them will be, if they are many, then their loss of water will be very high. So then we will stick to few. Okay, there are 2 options now. But thickness of waxy cuticle is thick and thin. See, waxy cuticles means they should avoid the rate of transpiration, loss of water. they will minimize. So thick, imagine aloe vera plant or a cactus. Thickness of the cuticle, surface area is very small. Okay, the leaf of the surface area is small. So the correct answer is C here. Moving to 33. Which row correctly describe a type of selection? Type of selection here. Type of selection, artificial. Humans involved in artificial selection. See, natural breeding we don't, but artificial, that means it is done by human beings. So this is not the option. Artificial, yes, but the example, let's see. Production of bacteria that are resistant to antibiotics. No, this is by the mutation it happens. No, so this cannot be the answer here. Again, the example doesn't check with this. Natural one, they says that yes, and it's mentioned here production of insulin through genetic modification. Natural selection is correct here. Humans are not involved in natural selection. Last one, natural type of selection. Humans do not involve. True. Production of wild animals with the long neck to reach the leaves. Giraffe, right. Natural selection. This is the correct one. So the D, natural selection here, it is, they are talking about the giraffe. Those who survived, remember, the necks were very much long. They were able to grab the food. So this is D is the correct one. Moving to 34th one. Which statement about a pyramid for a food chain is correct? Pyramid of energy for a food chain. It shows, let's say, pyramid of a food chain. What is this? It shows how energy is lost at each tropical level. Okay. It shows the energy stored at each tropical level. It shows the input of energy from the principal source. And the last one, it shows the total energy stored within an ecosystem. Now, it shows the total energy stored. No. It shows input of energy. Nothing. It shows energy stored at each tropical level. Does it show like this? The right? You will see the ratio is changing. Producers, then primary consumer, tertiary, secondary and tertiary. This is basically showing the energy stored at each tropical level. So the B is the correct option here. Okay. Moving to the 35th question. 5 more questions to go. The food web shows part of an ocean ecosystem. Fine. Then we have 3 producers here, kelp, algae and diatom. And the top, on the top of this, that is the, on the hierarchy we have orca, whale. Okay, the ultimate predator. Now which row shows the number of secondary consumer and the number of tertiary consumer in the food web? Number of secondary and tertiary. How many are there in secondary? This is a primary consumer. No, primary producer, right? This is producer. Then secondary consumer and tertiary. Tertiary we have only primary, a secondary one, 1, 2, 3. Oh, which one? Is that the one we have? Check out the food chain here. On the tertiary consumer, you have 1. So basically 1 means you have 2 options left, 3 and 4. And secondary, the primary consumer, this is the primary consumer, primary, directly involved. Diatoms. Oh no. This is a secondary consumer because directly here sea urchin to this, seal is there, sea lion is there, and prawn is there. Yeah, this is a directly consumer here, primary. This is on primary section. Okay, 1 and 1. I have a confusion with this one, but my gut feeling says your secondary consumer is this. So I'll go with this one. Let's check out if we can have some discussions. If you can put it in the comment box, we'll make it sure that we go on this discussion on this one. 35th one. Okay, so this is what 4 is. Secondary, tertiary is only 1 year. Primary and secondary 3 4. Fine. Okay, moving to the 36th one. A student investigated the effect of high temperature on the production of nitrate ions in soil. 2 samples of soil were taken. One sample was heated at 100 degrees Celsius. Fine, we have 2 samples, A and B, and one of them is heated at 100 degrees Celsius. All the nitrate ions were completely removed from both the soil sample. Okay, effect of high temperature on production of nitrate ions in oil. Nitrate ions in soil, high temperature impact. 2 samples were taken. One sample was heated at 100 degrees Celsius. All the nitrate ions were completely removed from both the samples. Ammonium ions were added to both the soil samples. So nitrate is lost, okay, and ammonium is added. After 2 weeks, both soil samples were tested for the presence of nitrate ion. So nitrate was removed completely, but now ammonia is added. Soil sample not heated to 100 degrees Celsius, heated to 100 degrees Celsius. Okay, nitrate ion present or absent, present and absent mentioned here. Which statement explains the result? Heating the soil broke down the nitrate ion. So there is no nitrate only left, no. Heating the soil increased the activity of denitrifying bacteria. Denitrification is happening. No denitrification. Basically, you heat it, basically the bacteria is killed. Heating the soil, killing nitrifying bacteria. Yes, 100 degrees Celsius when you are heating it, microbes are not present. So nitrifying bacteria is completely killed, and heating the soil, killing nitrogen fixing bacteria. The nitrification process is done here. Okay. Fine, here you can see the nitrification process is done. So this is also heating the soil killed nitrogen fixing bacteria. Leguminous plant they are talking about. Okay, leguminous plant, yeah. So they are present in the leguminous plant. So nitrogen fixing bacteria, that is not there in that. So the C is the correct option. Nitrifying bacteria is lost. Which letter represent the lag phase in the population graph shown here? Lag phase, log, stationary, death. So here 37th we see the lag phase is this. This is a log, this is stationary, and this is again stationary. Fine. And then we see the death phase or decline, right? So lag phase is 37th one is A option. Which term describes the number of different species living in an area? Living in an area, different species is biodiversity. Conservation is saving them. Ecosystem on the larger scale, living and non-living here. Population, same. Okay, so diversity, different species living in an area is biodiversity. 39th one is, which source of pollution can cause eutrophication? Carbon dioxide. Eutrophication is growth of an algae. Algal bloom will happen. Methane and CO2 do not do that. Sewage can do, but they are toxic. Non-biodegradable plastic, they can also do. No, they can't. So basically these all are not there. Sewage, yes, they can help in the eutrophication and even make the water toxic. Okay, mostly about the chlorine present. Now, some of the processes involved in the production of insulin. Last chapter, 21 chapter, biotechnology, right? Production of insulin by genetic modification. Cutting the bacterial plasmid DNA with restriction enzyme, expression in the bacteria of the human gene to make insulin, insertion of the recombinant plasmid into bacteria. See, this process, they will ask you how the recombinant or modification of bacteria is done. You use ligase, and then okay, this enzyme ligase is there, or restriction enzyme. The same points you have to do this. Okay, recombinant organism. Here it is an answer here which is given in the 4 steps. In which order do these processes occur? So what we do, the first one, cutting the bacterial plasmid DNA. So first thing is we cut it. Okay. Second one, insertion of recombinant plasmid in the bacteria. That we do. Then the multiplication of the bacteria. So first we cut, then we insert. This is the process actually, and then let the bacteria multiply, and finally it will express. So do we have this kind of thing? 1 insertion, 3 multiplication, 4. So 1 3 4, and we have 2 here, so this is the correct option. Okay, we have done our 40 questions and in 4 different videos here, from video 1 to video 4. You can check out all these videos under biology playlist. By the end of this paper, as you know, we have a QR scanner here, QR code, and on the first page also there was a QR code here. The QR code is to help the channel to grow, and also while donating a charity of donation of rupees only 10. Okay, with your name you can just scan the QR code and donate rupees 10 to those children who are underprivileged. Those who are in the village, they do not have enough resources for studies, neither they have book, stationery item, and the most important, they do not have school itself. Example is my village, where the school is 18 kilometers away, and till date there's no primary school there. Your donation, your charity will help them to actually use the public transport, or we will be donating your money to in the form of some geometry boxes or some books which can help them to continue their study or help them into get a scholarship. So your minimum rupees 10 can actually change the life of those students who are there in the village and struggling for the education, struggling for their rights. If you're able to donate it, it's a humble request to scan the QR code and donate 10 rupees towards the noble cause. But if you're not able to do that, there's a second option for this, that you just share the video, like this video, and subscribe this channel so that the channel can grow and we can see a good base here in your what we say in your community or in the educational world here. If I can make some change, if we can make some change, and that is with education, is this, if we can spread the smile of life and education on those small children's faces. I don't have anything much to say now, but before we end here, good luck for your exams, do well prepare, do take care of yourself and your mental health, and listen to your parents and respect them. See you in the next video of some biology theory papers and ATP papers. Till then, take a very good care. See you in the next video. Bye.